It's Podpodular. Welcome back, everybody. It is episode 68. Today is Thursday, February 19th. And boy, are we in full swing. 2026 Soundtrack Sector 9. Starting off the East Coast run this weekend with shows in New York City, Cap Theater in Philadelphia, Boston, Massachusetts. So we're here to get you ready for those shows. We're going to dip into the Sector 9 time capsule for some of these citizen venues and talk through some predictions and get the vibes right. But before we do that, welcome in my trusty co-host, who will be the birthday boy tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Mr. Scotty Fuller. How are we feeling today?
Oh man, feeling great. Feeling like it's already my birthday. You said it before we started recording, but we are in the season now, brother. We don't have time for fucking Atlanta preview next week because we're gonna be reviewing these shows. Good problems to have, but we're gonna preview one last time before we get into the peak of the active season that we're about to get into here.
But man, Scotty, like we talked about, happy early birthday. Man, you're just 1 week away from getting 2 years in a row an Atlanta STS9 birthday show. So almost, buddy. So,
Almost,
but
man. If I wasn't, if I wasn't the happy father of a 2-year-old that needed his dad around, then I would I would be hitting probably my first proper birthday show at the Cap Theater. But honestly, I think maybe my first proper birthday show they've ever played. I've checked this out before. I don't know if they've ever played a February 20th show before. And so pumped for the people that are going to be there, celebrate in my spirit, and then I'll come back and get it back on the following weekend in Atlanta with the boys. So yeah, man, I'm feeling great. Feeling like it's already my birthday. Pumped to be here, and anytime we're looking at this many STS9 shows coming up, it is a good time to be alive. I'm just staring at what we've got ahead of us, and whoo, man, we're gonna be pushing close to as many shows by May the 9th as we had all of last year. So yeah, I mean, and we don't even know what we've got in store for the summer. We're starting to see some festival announcements. Saw Tribe get announced at summer camp this week. That was the announcement that we were talking
yes.
about needing to address. Tribe's going back to summer camp, baby.
Yeah, along with Iodo, which is interesting. Along with Tech Nine, along with Two Chains. Who am I forgetting there? 3 6
Let's
Mafia.
36 Mafia, Lettuce, Green Sky, Yonder, and STS9 all on the same day. Friend of the pod, Matty O'Neill. Friend of the pod, Big Gigantic. Um, Sun Squabby, The Works, La Special, lucky you if you're going to the Cap Theater and seeing them open for Sound Tribe this weekend. Mike Posner, Andy Frasco, Neil Francis, Mark Rebier, Late Night Radio. Man, this lineup is fucking awesome, dude.
It's fun. It's fun. And listen, like this is a festival I've been going to since 2012. And at this point, some people that get to be our age are looking to do something different on Memorial Day rather than go party in the middle of a cornfield. But
Sure.
we'll be back on Sunday for sure. I can tell you that. I mean, we don't miss
Hmm.
STS9 shows within a 6 hour drive, so it's just a quick 2 hour trip for us on a holiday weekend. So it should be fun. But yeah, a lot of these festivals getting announced here. The Golden Road Gathering, the 4848 festival, which is in Snowshoe, West Virginia. What was the one that they're on the lineup with a bunch of those house music acts that's in like Vermont? Gather Outdoors is what I was referring to.
Okay.
So in Stratton, Vermont, it's going to be, it looks like at a ski hill here. Ski music art. We got Daily Bread, Of the Trees, Disco Biscuits, who are doing 3 sets, including a powered down acoustic set. STS9, Karina Reichman, she's a beast.
Yeah, she's
Camel
sick.
Fat, some really good house music here. And can't say recognize anybody else on that lineup, but that sounds like a pretty fucking rad get together there. But yeah, I mean, let's get to the business at hand here. We've got 9 shows over the course of the next 2 weeks, so 4 night run through Boston, Port Chester, New York City, Philly this week, and then next week getting into Pittsburgh, Charlottesville, Carborough, and then 2 nights in Atlanta to finish off this monstrous 2 weeks of shows. Boy, it feels like 2019 again. These next 2 weeks feels like March Madness, but for STS9, you gotta love
Hmm.
it. um, but before we get into that, yeah, let's talk about what we opened with there. Scotty, you were clamoring to release the sound check files. It sounds like somebody heard us because we're just getting more and more of these. So,
They are
uh,
unredacting these more and more of these soundtrack files every single week. And while I'm not satisfied until everything is unredacted and they have released all of the soundtrack files, progress is progress, partner. And I would call what we just heard definitely progress in the right direction.
well, a lot of this is accountability, right? And if someone's got to hold people accountable, then we'll do it and we'll
Exactly.
ask for it. Yeah,
Whose
but
feet do we have to hold to the fire here?
I want videos, damn it. That's what I want. Um, but just like the American public, I'm sure we'd love to see even more and more and more and more. So
Yes.
keep them coming, Brad. You're the man. Love you. Yes. So the sound checks got released. I think it was at some point last week after we recorded from the Midwest run here. They released on Saturday, Valentine's
Hmm.
Day. Um, we have a soundtrack from St. Louis, which was Improv and Four Year Puma. Bro, that Puma rips. I cannot wait for you to hear it. And then we've got an improv from Grand Rapids, which we heard to open the show, and a outstanding to the world. Um, I mean, like the way they play on these sound checks. Honestly, I'm just gonna let the clip that we're gonna share speak for it before we get into that. But talking about that first clip that we opened with, does that sound familiar, Scotty?
Yeah, it's that modular section. I can't put my finger on the song that it's typically played in, but
Get
we're
loud.
Get Loud. Okay, okay, it is
Hmm.
the Get Loud modular section. Man, I am all for these modulars to start taking form.
Yes.
As they're, as permanent fixtures of the songs that they have kind of started to grow out of, and then maybe
Hmm.
eventually as their own freestanding thing. Um, a la what we just heard.
Yeah.
I don't think when these modular sections really started, at this point 8 9 years ago now, and kind of the version that we're used to them in, that I ever pictured a day where they would start to kind of stand alone as their own thing. But This one feels like the first one that's doing that. Yeah, I love it.
I'm here for it. I'm here
Me
for it.
too.
You hear that this recurring modular section, which is um, blasted get loud into new dimensions. And then I think we've heard the totem one come back quite a bit. So man, if we could like modular flip the whole universe inside and some of these songs start becoming their own entities, that'd be pretty fucking cool. But before we get into the East Coast Run time capsule, I did want to share a clip from that other improv from St. Louis here. So we'll start with that one when it comes to the music for the show. All right.
All right. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Um, dude, that is, I think that's the best one of those we've gotten so far.
Of this year, I would think. Yes.
Yeah.
That brings me straight back to 2018, 2019.
Hmm.
There is something about this is Belden down dripping all over it.
Yes, it does.
It's and it's almost like these recordings are mixed like a wave spell show, right?
Sure.
There's something different about the samples that come through, some of the atmospheric stuff queued up through the hand sonic, through some of the layers of the modular. Zach's snare comes through crisper. I'm just wondering like when we're gonna start hearing this version of them in the middle of their shows. I'm not saying it like needs to happen. I'm not complaining that it's not happening, but I think it's inevitable. Because as you know, this is my favorite form of STS9 is improv because I think it truly forces you to listen harder, right? When they're in the
Yeah.
middle of a structured song or they're firing off a modular jam that might have a backtrack that you're familiar with, you can catch yourself zoning out a little bit, but like with this, it's like, especially the first time you hear it, you're fucking locked in. And
Yeah. The neurons are all firing.
yes, and they sound like that living organism, like that power down with like the fucking predator noises and stuff. Like
Hmm.
they sound like an alien. Like, and it sounds like something you shouldn't be hearing in the best way, right?
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm talking about when you're like
Yeah.
watching Nat Geo or like Planet Earth and they show you like the deep like ocean episode where you're seeing like these fucking ancient like really scary fish where it feels like it's something you shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah.
It sounds like something you shouldn't be hearing in the best way possible. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. I think that's a great way to describe it. And that could be, I don't know, I'm just taking a stab at it. The fact that there's like 10 people in the room when
yes.
this is being recorded. And so, obviously these soundboard mics are very, very strong and Brad is capable of editing 90% of the crowd out. But I think another thing that's pretty clear is how impossible it is to get rid of all of it. And when you're just hearing it in a sound check version, you've got 15 people kind of quietly enjoying it in front of them, but there's nothing else but them happening here.
And they're just loose, like
Yeah.
I like they're tied to nothing. Zach to me in the improv, especially drum and bass improvs, are is the star of the show. Hunter or Alana really takes a back seat in more of like that almost percussion like role of like a true like underlying bassist.
Unless
Um,
she starts it.
yes,
Unless she's the and
unless it's a funk bass improv, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but like man, the Puma, if you haven't checked it out yet, it's a very different Puma than the one we heard in Aspen. It's more of the percussion-led intro as opposed to the guitar-led intro. And just like some of the zones that Hunter gets into during the structured songs during sound checks sound like 04 Hunter Brown.
Mhm.
So really, really good shit there. So that VIP crew from St. Louis got treated. And then this to the world from Grand Rapids is a must listen as well. I think it's to the world tends to kind of be a little bit of a bridge song for them, where I feel like it takes them from one place to another. But on its own, like this, sounded really special to me. And it's always fun to hear the little banter between when Zach's addressing the crowd and stuff like that. So again, keep redacting. We want to see more and more of this shit, but honestly we're all so lucky to be hearing it and the fact that we can go back and listen to these now. We were spoiled in the late 20 aughts. But
Yeah.
Scotty, let's get to business. We've got quite a bit to preview here. We've got the Boston slash Cap slash New York City slash Philly Sector 9 time capsules to get into here. So this 4 night run starts in Boston at Big Night Live, where the last time they visited here was pre-podcast, correct?
Yes.
That little mini East Coast run they hit right before Camp Elsewhere. And Last time they were there, I believe that was a Sunday show at Big Night
Yes.
Live. From what I heard from people that were there, is that there was a great crowd of a bunch of randos there, which is always good to hear on a Sunday. So I'm expecting them to get a good um, welcome back to that city. But in terms of Boston, man, anything? Have you been to Boston yourself?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Nate. I don't know much about Boston. I've never really had the desire to go to Boston. I don't like Boston sports teams. Um, I know jack shit about Boston. Every time I get on this, like, I don't know about Boston, then I don't know if I need to know about Boston. Somebody's like, "Well, it's a great town. You should go there." Have you ever been?
It's certainly a town for sure. I'll
It
tell you
is a
that.
town. I don't deny that.
Yes. So yeah, the first time I went to Boston, I was being recruited by Tufts for to play lacrosse there. I was very close to playing lacrosse there. So it was on a college visit. As a history buff, a lot of cool shit to do in Boston. You can do the Paul Revere Trail. There's a ton of old sites to see there and stuff from the Revolution era. Um, but bro, driving around this city is a fucking nightmare, right? Driving around this city makes me grateful that the city of Chicago got set on fire at some point in the 1800s so we could redo this shit because bro, you are dealing with like circular fucking streets, cobblestone roads and everything like that. But also the setting for some great movies as well.
Sure.
You've got The Town, we've got The Departed, Good Will Hunting, all that good stuff.
The Departed.
The Departed is the shit.
No,
Oh man.
it's just funny. It's like Boston's great. Have you seen The Town? Have you seen The Departed?
Get yourself some clam chowder. Get yourself some good seafood while you're out there. Do something historic for me. But also there's a great brewery there. Um, yes, there is a great brewery there if you're looking to get a bite to eat and a good beer before the show. Trillium Brewing, fantastic
Oh,
spot, great
I'm
food.
familiar with Trillium.
Yeah, the peanut butter PM Dawn is a pretty crazy beer. Maybe have one or two, but you get too many of those, you might have a tummy ache. But there's a certain thing about the Boston bar scene too. My buddy lives out there. Um, Lacrosse college teammate got married, which is funny to think I didn't end up playing college lacrosse there, but I had teammates who lived there. And me and my lacrosse friends, I swear this wasn't on us. We went to the day after the wedding, did a little bar crawl. We got kicked out of four bars in
Oh,
Boston.
you?
they,
No,
they're
no.
they're not fans of people just going to have a good time at the bar, I guess. It's not like we were starting fights or anything like that. I guess they just thought we were too inebriated to be there at some point, which probably by the third or fourth we might have been. But yeah, be on your P's and Q's. But we're gonna start the clips here to preview with this little clip here, and I'm gonna keep this one from Scotty as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't. We didn't. This is one of the first episodes we haven't made a note for, so I haven't seen these clips, and so I he's just kind of wave spelling me today.
Yes. So this will be a surprise for you guys and Scotty.
Oh, I forgot about this. Brought a friend. Oh my fucking lord. Oh.
Yo, Victor Wooten in the house. What up? With a little help from their friend Victor Wooten. 420 show, 2017, House of Blues, Boston. Bro, talk about a fucking 420 surprise here. What a treat.
What was the story with this sit-in? They just happened to be in in town at the same time, right?
Yes, I don't know the exact story behind it. I'm not mad it happened for sure.
No, of course not. It's just I know that's not where Victor Wooten lives, right? He lives in Nashville, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Um, so this is 2017. Be Nice opener into Vapors. Kaya Viable into Frequencies. Woo! Out of This World into Enceladus into Rent. Set two, Click Lang Echo into The Edge, which is the next episode, which is a nice little 420 nugget there.
Yeah.
Into Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist into This Grow. Sun, Moon, and Stars into Reemergence. Inspire Strikes Back. King Pharaoh's Tomb. When the Dust Settles. Moon Sake Encore. Hell of a
Dude,
show.
this is some weed smoking music right here, dude. Fucking 420 as of a set list as you're ever gonna see this band do. Um, dude, do you remember in Nashville when you and I were up in that little VIP balcony area and Victor Wooten was like 25, 30 feet from us, kind
Yeah.
of standing over the stage? Man, I get intimidated by true greatness.
Yeah.
Like I think if I were to run into, and not to say that this isn't also true greatness, but I don't get starstruck by like any NBA player like I would somebody like Victor Wooten because I truly believe that guy to be like top five in the world at what he does. You
Oh
know?
yeah, he's Charles Barkley at base, baby.
Yeah. And
It's-
I just remember being so starstruck in that moment, looking at him, being like, damn, dude, there he is, right there in all his fucking glory. Just what a presence. And I know there's nothing intimidating about him. Anyone that's ever met him would tell you he's the nicest guy in the world, but to me he just has that aura about him because he's so great.
Certainly, and if you've heard him talk, you know just how like smart he is, how intellectual he is, how in tune with himself and rhythm and the bass guitar and music that he is, and
Sure.
the conversation that can happen in music. Which anytime you get to hear a conversation between him and Alana Rockland on the bass, it's a special treat. I mean the way that they duel with each other, the way that they complement one each other, like when he's a little bit higher on the fretboard and Alana just hitting those fills like the boom.
Hmm.
Like
I mean,
it's
that's one of her teachers. So
yeah,
if anyone kind of to speaks that language, to your point of the conversation, it certainly is her. Part of the language she speaks is because he taught her the language.
it's Anakin and Obi-Wan facing off for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
Um Good shit. Well, have fun in Boston, folks. What I've heard is that Big Night Live is a venue right over by the TD Garden, I believe. And the capacity of this room is 2,000. And I heard that they damn near filled it last time they came around. So, yeah, we go from there to a legendary venue just north of the New York City limits at the Cap Theater here. Tell us a little bit about the Cap here, Scotty.
Man, Cap Theater is, I mean, the house that the dead built. There's not too many venues around that have a more storied history, with bands, that are the reason that STS9 exists today. They don't have a whole lot of Cap shows under their belt, do they?
Just one.
Just
We'll be
one.
going. Yeah, we'll be going back to it here in the clip in a second. But yeah, Peter Shapiro, run venue, who, as we know, is the promoter for the Grateful Dead, and everything related to that. So a lot of great history there. And yeah, we've seen Bob Dylan there, Phil Lesh, the Disco Biscuits frequent that venue quite a bit. They do really cool shit with projection onto the
Yeah, they've got
walls.
some real projection mapping shit going on
Yeah.
there. That'll be cool to see how Soundtribe utilizes that.
But yeah, it's been almost 10 years since they've been back. So good to see them back. This is a rescheduled show that I think was supposed to happen about a year and a half ago.
No,
And
it was supposed to happen right after the canceled Elsewhere.
Right. Okay. So
Hmm.
I guess a little bit less than 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Um, but man, you get a double billing here with a great trio in La Special, which man, that group, if they can stick together, is going to be something special, and you won't get the opportunity to see a band like that open for STS9 for very much longer. So that's going to be a great night.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm a big fan of them. They just did a project with Yeti called Lemanoid, I think.
Mm.
And if you haven't had a chance to check that shit out, that is really really heady, well put together kind of electronic music that I've really been enjoying lately. Yeah, any chance I get to see the special, I try to take it. That's a really really good band.
Well, Scotty, let's go back to that
Let's
night
do
in
it.
2017, September 29th, for this nice little nugget here. Folks, the one and only People's Part 2 that has been caught in the wild, so to speak. The only two times they played this are on the other two Artifact nights from 2017 in Knoxville and at Red Rocks. Um, so man, I don't know what got into him to whip it out on this night, but like,
There you go. Man, the, I just kind of like you ever like re-experience the song for the first time?
yep.
Like I was just completely taken over by how beautiful Audio Angel is on that.
Hmm.
And then I started laughing because the whole in never ending complaining about vocals and samples and the undeniable fact that the most beautiful moments in STS9 oftentimes happen when there's some kind of vocal happening. And
Hmm.
People's Part 2 is just the one of the best examples of that. It is a perfect kind of call back to its part one partner. And I don't understand particularly why they don't play it more.
I'm
Um,
with you. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it being at the back end of any people's, especially a people's like this one with. I mean, I could have started that people's way earlier than I did. That's a monstrous drum and bass
yeah,
jam off people's. It's a good way to kind of come back down to earth. Um, you get some really really good uh, David Phipps piano there. Anytime we've heard it, it sounds like it's tough to pull off. It sounds like a really interesting time signature that is a little bit different, similar to probably a tri-knock. It kind of sounds like to me.
sure.
Um, but I'm with you, man. More of this, and after the two artifact kind of celebrations that we got in 2025, I was surprised and a little bit disappointed to hear that they didn't to see that they didn't touch on it. But um, good to revisit here. Um, this was a great night all around. This was Yom
Yeah.
Kippur in 2017. So we
Okay.
got a Kol Nidre, which is a traditional Jewish song that typically starts the services at a Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish New Year. So it's Kol Nidre, so it's Alana playing that on the upright into Water Song, into Kaya, back into Water Song. That was the other thing I was battling with to clip out, but that's a little bit of a longer segment. Um, but you got a Shakedown Street cover to end this one as well, to kind of a nod to the venue and its roots with the Grateful Dead promoter and everything like that. So um, maybe expect some of that. Maybe expect that Bobby cover that we didn't get in the Colorado run, and possible bust out here, just like we saw with People's Part Two. I don't know, man. I think we're due for a Hobona ascent. That feels right at the cap.
Yeah, that feels just heady enough. I mean, it's funny, right? Because you look at this set list and like even if the Shakedown Street isn't there, there is something to be said about STS9 kind of playing up to their venue sometimes. And anytime they're in a really historic venue, whether it's historic because of what they've done in it or historic because of what someone else has done in it, they always seem to be very aware of the rooms that they're playing in and the importance of them. And I mean, you already said it, but this set list just reeks of kind of I don't know, paying respect to their entire catalog up to this point. This was
Yes.
very fresh off of the Universe Inside release, less than a year off of it, and there's one Universe Inside song. There's a Dead cover. There's that Real and Imagines that they released a year, actually a couple of months before this. You got
Right.
an Instantly. You got the Water Song and Kaya. You got the B Pulse. I mean, this is just such a beautiful representation of their career in one show.
Yes.
Definitely one I would recommend passing along to somebody as a whole if you wanted to give them kind of a good interpretation of all the places that they can go to.
Correct. Spans their catalog really well here. and gets into a lot of different modes while, playing into a theme, but not too hard playing into a theme
Right.
as well, while still maintaining their own identities. So enjoy it. These shows don't happen often at this venue for this band. So Scotty and myself are pretty darn jealous if anyone is going to be building on that night.
But
So
happy for you. And if you are going to be at all four of these shows or some of these shows, again, I don't think we have a boots on the ground for next week, so holler at us.
So for night 3 of this run, we don't go too far. We head down to New York City proper, at Irving Plaza. So we're gonna break away from 2.0 here for a little bit, for an old school clip here. Scotty, you're gonna love this one.
Oh, yes.
Words like violence break the silence. Come crashing into my little world. Painful.
Oh, I would do some bad things for this to happen again.
Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm.
Oh, Jeffrey. So good.
Vows are spoken to be broken. Feelings are intense. Words are trivial. Painful to me. Love right through me. Words are meaningless and forgettable. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here. Peace out.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Miss Angel.
Oh,
Man, there. So you know how sometimes like I just Carl Jensen's Tiny Universe is gonna do one coming up here at Red Rocks for Jimmy Cliff, where like when artists pass away, certain bands or certain acts will do like a tribute set of their music. Um, Depeche Mode, they're up there for me as a band that STS9 could do a really proper Depeche Mode set.
oh yeah. I mean,
Um,
if this is any indicator, like,
I mean, dude, yeah. I mean, there's a couple. I mean, obviously Daft Punk comes to mind, but they're they just did. This is done so tastefully, and
Mhm.
obviously this is what 2002,
2003, March
2003.
1st at Irving Plaza. Um,
So this
bro,
is
I
good.
ripped this show earlier this week. This show is a fucking smoker, dude. Let me read this set list. Breathe In opener into Really What, Satori with Audio Angel, Evasive into Kamwai, into Nautilus, into For My Peeps with Audio Angel, Baraka, and set to Today into Moonsocket. What the fuck? Orbital with Audio
Audio Angel.
Angel. This Orbital is fucking insane. That was really close between what I just played and the Orbital. Um,
I'm
and
glad
then
you played that because I think we played the Orbital for her episode.
we might have, yes. Once Told, and then this Enjoy the Silence, Depeche Mode cover. Luma Daylight, a Grow Encore. It doesn't get better than that. That's as good as it gets for set list writing and just a cool fucking show. Um,
Yeah, I mean, if Audio Angel isn't at this show, it's one of the best shows of this
yeah,
year. I mean, this, but when you add Audio Angel to it, it truly is one of those that kind of goes in a separate wing of the STS9 museum.
yeah. We're just building the STS9 museum as we go. Um, I love the combination of, her taking lead vocals and the distorted samples at the end. I think that is
Yeah,
so cool and haunting. Um, just the engineering around the all the samples that they're using, it sounds so good. And like to hear Hunter Brown play such an iconic guitar line like that is pretty fucking cool. So um I don't think they've been to Irving Plaza in a long time.
yeah.
Um,
It looks like this is one of the most recent shows, at least on Bandcamp.
this is a really historic venue that like used to be a place where really, really famous people would come through and do smaller shows after doing something like Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they played a total of 6 shows there from '02 to '05. So
Okay.
um, actually 26 years ago today is the last time that they played there in February 19th, 2005. From everything I hear, this place is a fucking sweatbox kind of venue in the best way, kind of a la a Cervantes type place. I mean,
Sick.
you look at a picture of it and it looks just like Cervantes, right in the heart of New York City. Um, Man, for anyone making it out to the show that hasn't been to New York City, do yourself a favor. Get a bagel. Get as many bagels as you can. If you're not a bagel fan, it's probably because you haven't had one from New York City yet. But be wary. Once you have a bagel in New York, it could ruin any other bagel for you in your entire life.
I mean, let's be honest, man. You can't really go wrong with food in New York.
No,
I
no.
me and Kate went there when she was very pregnant and had the best time ever. Just
I
eating our way
love
through the
that
city.
city, dude.
I
I
do too,
do.
man. God
Yeah.
damn, I love New York City. That place is. We've never torn that town up together, but we would have a good time in New York City, man. I love that place. I'm so jealous of anybody that's getting to do this show. Um, Man, Caesar is gonna be in his fucking element this night.
With the fucking sunglasses. Yeah. What time's he going to bed that night?
Uh,
Um,
he hasn't slept from the previous night. He's probably still jumping.
yeah. And just like running off pure adrenaline too. Yeah, last time I was in New York was for 4 nights of Fish at Madison Square Garden, just a couple months before STS9's run at the Eastern in 2022. So that was the one thing about COVID that made that doable, is I got to do for once in my life Fish and STS9 New Year's celebrations. That was pretty fucking cool. So itching to get back
Oh yeah,
for sure. But
nice.
enjoy it, folks. We finish off this 4 night run in Philadelphia, the home of the
God.
birds.
Talk about another city that I shouldn't love, but I do. Philly is a fucking good time, man. I know it gets a bad rap, and you know it's for being dirty and dangerous, and it is all those things. But it is also a lot of fun. Speaking of really good food, obviously get yourself a fucking cheesesteak anywhere. They're all good.
Oh, my bad. Before we get to Philly,
Oh, we've got another clip?
we do have one more New York City clip here. So
Okay.
let's stay in New York for one more clip here. We're going to go back to 2015.
Glogly had a run in 2015.
Folks, welcome to the disco ball era of STS9. Good God, man. Going back to 2015 brings me so much joy. This is a really, really fun globally.
Man, this show is fucking unbelievable.
It's such a good
I
show.
had completely forgot about this show. Can I read this set list?
Do the
Dude,
honors.
oh my God, dude. If there is I swear to God, dude, my grandkids are going to be like, "Granddad's talking about 2015 again." Like, first of all, PlayStation Theater in New York. It's not called that anymore. What's it called now?
Palladium. It
The
used to be the
Palladium.
Nokia Theater, the Best Buy Theater.
Yep.
STS9 has played at many different names of this particular theater that I believe it's like
If
in the basement of MSG pretty much.
Yeah, essentially, if it was named after an electronics company at some point, it was this place.
Biscuits plays afters here after Fish New Year's Eve. That's
Like
fucking
every
insane.
year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Set one, modular socket, which is kind of a 2015 staple.
This
Um,
one is so much better than the one from Red Rocks too. This modular goes off into that moon socket. Yeah.
oh, we can go band for band on that one. That's a big statement. When the dust settles, surprise, new dawn, new day, into orbital. Some sing, what is love? March. Set two, boys. We're really getting fucking 2015 with it now. Dance and to give up the funk, and to dance and to give up the funk. And just in case that wasn't enough for you, natural blues. Fucking natural blues in the wild. Throw a Pokeball. Then you've got a 14 minute long Glowgly. Dude, Glowgly was just on some roids at this point because this
Yep.
is a couple of months off the heels of the one at Red Rocks. I mean, you can't find a bad Glowgly from the second half of this year. Circus, EHM, Rent, a
There's Rent.
17
Yeah.
minute and a half Rent. The unquestionable supremacy of nature, and then breathe in. Fucking go home, dude.
This is an often forgotten about, under discussed show. Yes.
Oh my
Um,
God, dude. I don't know if I've ever discussed any part of this show before, but it seems like one that should have its own episode.
there's something to be said about that Something too, because that was very rare at this point as well. That Something was a big nugget here. Um, yeah, the Moby cover, so sick. That dance is out of control. It was really close between that dance and this Glowgly to get clicked for this episode, but I figured since we listened to that Axe dance just a couple weeks ago, we'd get into this Glowgly here. Um, yeah, I've done an absurd amount of yard work to this show. This is where you put it on and you will not stop moving. You'll get done whatever you need to get done. Um, but man, a lot of good history for this band in New York City. So let's move on to that John down there just south of it in Philadelphia. Like we were saying, great city, dirty city, a little bit of a dangerous city, but a city with a lot of character, a city with unforgiving sports fans. Hopefully they don't boo STS9 like they boo their Eagles. I don't know.
Man, you want to know something funny about Philly fans? For all the shit that I've ever heard about them, I have only had one experience with them, and I was at a bar. I was in a wedding that weekend, and it was like a after the rehearsal dinner. It's probably 1:30 in the morning at a Philly sports bar, and I was in the line to go to the bathroom. I had an Atlanta Braves hat on backwards. Dude kind of tapped me aggressively and was like, "You a Braves fan?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, here we go." I turn around and he's like, "I really like that World Series team, man. I know we're supposed to hate each other, but I really like that team." And he gave me a hug, and I've only had good experiences with that fan base, even though they threw batteries at Santa Claus as well. I never met a battery throwing person, so they're great to me.
Oh man, yeah, it's the kind of crowd of people that say, "I gotta go to the Wawa to get a water after STS9 plays, to get a hoagie after this STS9 plays water song." Man,
Oh,
you imagine if they played water song.
they should have opened with Water Song.
All right, whether they're back at the Brooklyn Bowl, Philadelphia, their second time there since visiting the
the same venue on that same run that they visited for Big Night Live, which was the first show that we previewed here. But Scotty, what do you say? Let's stick around in that disco ball area for our last clip. I can see the BIs. and you thought I wore the 2015 fall tour hoodie on accident tonight.
Oh, I didn't. I was actually just holding up the tour art to your hoodie a second ago, and noticing it. Man, that is the only time that F word is spelled with a PH.
I like that. I like that. Well, the Fillmore was spelled with an F on this night. Uh, November 7th, 2015, just 2 days after that Glugly that we heard. Man, they were on a fucking tear this weekend. If that's any indicator as to how this weekend's gonna go, dude, it's fucking crazy that this shit's been over 10 years now that this shit has gone down. I
Well
can't
over
under-
10 years now. Yeah.
It's aging so well. We've been to back to this show before with our friend Jim Shepard during that grow doom doom grow section, but
That he
uh,
called in. Yep.
yep. But to bring it back, I mean, instantly into blue mood to start. Call the police. Move my peeps into love don't terrorize. Hell yeah, this F word, which is my goat, F word. STS9 mod into modular, insane modular section there. Back into mod. Shock Doctrine and set to evasive Kamwai. Golden
Without even remembering, I bet that shock doctrine fucking rips the seams off the universe, dude.
based off the date on the show, I would say so, bud.
Yeah.
Uh Evasive into Kamwai, Golden Gate, Grow, Doom Doom Grow, Hidden Hen, Hidden Fist. I bet you that fucking smacks
Uh-huh.
too. Into Call Jam, back into Hidden Hen, Hidden Fist. World Go
Ooh.
Around, When the Dust Settles. Simulator Encore. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Where's Simulator gone? That'd be a nice little nugget for these upcoming 2 weekends. But man, if that didn't get you pumped for this run, I don't know what will. Wish we were hitting the road for this one, bud. But
Hey
that's-
man, we've got it in the next 2 weeks, partner. We've got
It
it.
is. Hey, we're letting them know now. First STS9 show that me and Scotty will be attending together since we started the podcast at the Eastern. So we'll talk more about that next week, I'm sure. But it's going to be very exciting. I
Nice.
couldn't be more excited, partner. It's been since what? Red Rocks 24?
Red Rocks 2024, man. It's
Ugh.
been too long. This is gonna be
It's a
special.
damn shame. It will
Um,
be.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be great. But in between now and then, guys, if you are going to this weekend show, be safe, have fun, fucking crush it. And if you want to come on next week, come boots on the ground with us. Come chop it up. We would love to have you on if you've been on before or if you're a first timer. If you want to come break these things down with us next week, we got a lot of heavy lifting to do in between now and these Atlanta shows. So come see us, and best of luck to everybody that's going to be out there this weekend. As of dropping this podcast, we don't have any official word on streams. Maybe that changes in between now and then. But if we're not streaming, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. And one thing left to do. We've got predictions to make
Oh,
here, Scotty.
duh.
What do you think? We go four this time around? 4 shows, 4 predictions? Is that fair?
Yeah,
All
we can
right.
do that. Yeah.
Ceremonial Zincan flip.
Okay,
Shout
go
out
ahead.
Mike Baroni. He's been sending me his Zincan codes, which is very nice of him. to
Mike's the
keep me
man.
up with.
What a
He
guy.
is. So call it in the air, Scotty.
Heads.
It is tails.
Okay.
I will start. I'll receive. I'm gonna go with what I said earlier. Give me a Havona.
Havona. Okay. I am going to go New Dawn, New Day.
Okay,
It's been a while.
think so. Give me one a day.
Mm. Give me an electric aimlessly.
Aimlessly, I like it. All right, give me monkey.
Fuck you. I Not because I was gonna pick it, but because I specifically was not going to pick it because I do not want that to happen this weekend. Not to say that anything played this weekend is off the table by the time they get to Atlanta, but
Right.
I really, really, really want a thick monkey music in Atlanta.
Mhm.
That if today was the one I was chasing last year, I'm back to wanting a gorilla sized monkey music in Atlanta. So I hope with everything in my spirit that doesn't happen for you. And I am going to go Moonsocket.
Moonsocket. All right. I'm gonna round it out with Orbital.
Okay. And I am going to round it out with are the Artifact remixes fair game?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. Um
There you mean their most recent music? No, that's what I'd be cooler with you picking Glass, honestly.
no, let's see. Go Vapors.
Vapors. All right. We both got two from the Colorado run. I got the Kaya and the F word. Why didn't I put fucking Spectacle in there? I'm dumb as fuck. And then you got Looking Back on Earth and Hubble. So tied up for this year for productions. See if
Wow,
we get any
got
movement.
3 of our 4 in that last show. That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Well, like Scotty said, safe travels, everybody. And yeah, enjoy this weekend. It's going to be a hell of a way to kick off February 2026, which I think we'll be talking about for years to come in Sector 9 history. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Whether you're watching on YouTube, listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, throw us a like, throw us a subscribe, throw us a comment and a review if you're feeling nice. Until then, see you next week.